Hello and welcome to this episode, and in this episode we discuss about a good practice that you should always remember when you're doing programming, and that is to always initialize your variables before you're going to use them. So in the previous episode we discussed how variables are created, the properties of a variable, the type, the name, and finally we said that we always, not always, but we can give an initial value to a variable. And that's the important part. Now, the reason why we should provide an initial value to our variables is that we want to prevent having unexpected results. What do I mean by saying having unexpected results? So let's go and see that on my computer, on my laptop, and we are going to do some modifications to this program to show you why initializing the variables are very important. Here we are on my laptop, and as we said before that initializing your variables are very important, and it's a good practice because it will prevent for having unexpected results. So let's go and see what do I mean by that statement. In here you can see that we got the value of num1 from the user. Let's assume that we will not get the value of num1 from the user. Let's go and comment out this part and also comment out this part, this other part for the second number as well. And in here we are going to print the result of sum directly from num1 and num2. And basically we know that the num1 value is 0 and the num2 value is 0, so the sum is going to be 0. Let's go and execute this program. And the value of 0, and this is something that we can expect from this program. But what if we do not provide the initial value for these two variables? Let's go and remove these initial values, and now what would be the result for this sum? Number 1 is going to be added to number 2. They have been declared in here, but they have not been provided with an initial value. So what is going to be the value of sum? What do you assume the value of sum is going to be? Let's go and run this program. And as you can see, we've got the value of 16. Is this 16 something that we can expect from this program? No, this is a very unexpected result, and nobody can tell you what would be the result of sum if we run this program. This time it is 16, next time it could be 0, next time it could be another value, because we have not initialized these variables and we've only declared it. And this is an unexpected behavior that we got from this program, and we always want to prevent having unexpected outputs or unexpected values. So we saw the result of adding two uninitialized variables, and the result that we got was a very unexpected value. That leads us to a concept which we call garbage values. So the number 16 that you saw in the program, that was basically a garbage value that was a result of two other garbage values from num1 and num2. So what is exactly a garbage value? So let me show you why garbage values are being created. Because when we declare a variable, in here we declared a variable, and suppose that we did not initialize the value for this variable, what happens is that a part of memory is going to be dedicated to this variable num1, and a part of memory is going to be dedicated to this number 2. But since no initial value was provided, this part of memory may contain some value from some previous from some previous program that was using this part of memory. So it will have some residential values from previous programs that was running on this part of memory, and that's why it's called garbage values. So basically those were values that were left behind by other programs, and that's why we call them garbage values. And these garbage values result in our program having an unexpected output, as we got the value of sum, and it was not possible for us to determine or predict that value beforehand. And that's what we want to avoid at all costs. And that's why, once again, it's a good practice to always initialize your variables. Let's go and see the garbage values on my laptop once again. So here we are on my laptop, and I want to show you the garbage value that has been left over on these variables from some previous programs that were using this part of memory that has been allocated for this variable num1 and num2. So how we can show those garbage values is by printing the values of these two variables. Now I want to print the values of num1 and also num2, and let's see what values we will get. And as you can see that in num1 we got a value of 0, and in num2 we got a value of 16, and that's why the result became 16. So both these 0 and this 16 are both garbage values. And both are unexpected values, and we can never have an assumption of what values we will get with garbage values.